The names Terence Hamer and Stephen Luke Smith were synonymous with GUNs and Class A. So feared were the two criminal crime bosses that Greater Manchester Police set up Operation Damson. Operation Damson involved over 200 police officers, with a specially trained officer called John Sherwood, who had been planted in the Salford area to try and entice Stephen Hamer and Stephen Luke Smith to do business with him, in an attempt to infiltrate the multi-million-pound crime organisation that ran Salford. John had created a life in Salford. He had converted a cafe into a protein and supplement shop, which was a front for his made-up drug business. He then drank in a notorious Salford pub called the Unicorn Pub, where notorious criminals often gathered to purchase GUNs, AM, and also Class A like White and H, among other stuff. At the time, Terence Hamer was the landlord. Now, police knew that Terence Tez had loose lips, where he often bragged about his crimes and those of his pals in order to boost himself up. As part of a 3-year undercover stint, John had made friends with the former landlord, then 45-year-old Terence Hamer, at the Unicorn Pub on December 12, 2012. Their interaction started with a simple head nod, then it transpired into a hello, game of pool, and then John gradually told Terence that he owned a supplement shop, which was a guise. Terence began to shop at John's protein and supplement store. Slowly, Terence regarded John as a close friend, and that was the beginning of the downfall of the Salford gangsters. Terence was known as a heavy user and could regularly drink 24 cans in one sitting, along with a bottle to wash it down. Now, Terence Tez began to boast that he was the biggest dealer on Salford precinct. Terence also divulged that he had begun his life of crime from the age of 10. Because of the genuine quote-unquote friendship, Terence brought John around other notorious criminals like Stephen Luke Smith, 2 different GUN dealers, as well as a dealer and career robber Alan Thompson, who tested the waters by selling John a MacBook, and then sold John kilos of drug. John was also taken to an address by Alan Thompson, who was also known as Tomo, where a cultivation farm was set up in a house. Thompson told John that he could buy all of it for a very good price. Now, Terence also supplied John with kilos of drug at a discounted price also, and he used that for drinking money. Now, Terence had no idea that he was helping Greater Manchester Police build a case on 18 serious criminals that Terence referred to as brothers. All the conversations John Sherwood, aka Undercover Police Officer, and Terence Hamer had were all recorded. Now, the intel that John had gathered was so detailed that when John met his handler, it was 70-page documents each day. And then on September 15th of 2015, Greater Manchester Police acted on all that intel, and they conducted raids across Salford where 24 people were arrested, 7 GUNs were seized, drug worth more than £100,000 were removed from the properties. Now, when Terence Hamer was arrested as part of Operation Damson, the betrayal was etched into his face. In interview, Terence admitted to conspiring to sell revolver, 9mm, silencer, sawn-off. He also admitted to conspiracy to sell drug, 10 counts. Now, Terence Hamer was jailed for 15 years, and he has to be put on a specialist wing, a wing where grasses go. He was also told that when he's released, he can no longer be in Greater Manchester, nor Salford. He will have to move firmly out of that area because there is a price on him. Now, as for Stephen Luke Smith, he was jailed for trying to sell the undercover officer a sawn-off as well as drug, and he was jailed for 12 years and 8 months. For the police, this was a job well done, but as for the Salford gangsters, 24 in total, whose charges are still being brought against them, it was a major betrayal of trust. Stay safe.